It's Gazzers Lambretta Journey Part 2. Whoops.
So a year had come and gone, and it's now 1981 in 15 Kittiwake Close, and here's Jamie right next to my old modmobile. But we weren't mods no more. So I sold this scooter for £200 to David Crisp at Crisp Motorcycles. And I ordered and bought and had delivered a brand spanking new Indian Lambretta 200. And knowing me, it didn't stay like that for too long, and I added some brass plating, flip-flop backrest. Now, this young foot mod from the next village came round every now and then and had a nose at what we're up to, and his name is Richard Tyrrell. Now, he brought round this Series 2 Li Lambretta. I paid £7 off Richard for that. It was complete, but no one rode them. They were an ugly looking scooter back in them days, believe it or not. So I got to work on cutting it down. There it is in the garage at 15 Kittiwake Close with Crispy, and he was working on his cut down. And this is how it ended up. But it ended up with an SX200 engine in it that I got off Phil Knight's. So it wasn't realistically anything left of the original scooter, but I did enjoy that through that year of the summer of 1981. Let's just rewind to the beginning of the rally season in 1981 on my brand spanking new Indian GP200 Lambretta. Here we are outside that morning, ready to go. Crispy was going to be on the back, Phil on his now scooter, which was the first time it had really gone on a rally. Now, let's rewind again to the night before. No photos, but I was round Dell Road at Jamie's mum and dad's house with his uncle Lenny, bless him, and we were fitting in a new Li engine because the other one had spat the dummy. We couldn't find the ring for the lock on the back wheel. I came home after I said to Jamie, if you can't find it, I wouldn't ride anywhere on that. So here we are on the morning of our ride to Skegness, and I still can hear Jamie's scooter again coming down the road, and I see Phil and Crispy with my eyes shut thinking about it right now, going, what the fuck? I hope he has found a locking ring for the rear hub. And on inspection when he turned up, guess what? No, he did not have a locking ring on his rear wheel when he came anyway. Now the story doesn't stop there. Phil, bless him, had spent so much time on his 200 SX-Savetta scooter. Now everything was going fine. We were wondering when Jamie's back wheel was going to fall off, or even if indeed the engine would make it, because we hadn't even checked inside it. We didn't even check the points. We just stuck the thing in the night before. And yes, Phil's scooter broke down and broke down and broke down again, and it was all due to the oil seal on the electric side on the stator plate, and every now and then oil would spurt out and the points would just gunk up. And here we are with Phil on the side of the road with his scooter, and it didn't finish there. We met up with the Sidewinders, and here we are with the Sidewinders, because we all got billed over by the police, as we used to do then in 1980 and 81 now. And Phil was again, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but Phil again was fixing his scooter on the side of the road while police were looking at all our paperwork, and the Sidewinders went off, and so did Jamie fuck off with the Sidewinders. By now, Phil was totally fucked off with his scooter, and he was verbally taken out on Jamie, who just left him, and me and Crispy were thinking, I wish we could just fucking leave you on the side of the road as well. But here we are now at Skegness Scooter Rally, or not us, but our two scooters, me and Jamie's. We initially went down a side road to camp, but that wasn't very comfortable, and we, like everybody else, slept on the side of the grass verge. The weekend went boozy, as it always did at scooter rallies, and on the way home again Phil did break down a few times, and that was when I later on bought that engine off him, stripped it and stuck it in the Series 2 cut down. and that's how I ended up with it. Now, that's it for 1981. There were many more moments, but my love of Lambretta was at its highest peak with this scooter and my up-and-coming custom GP in 1982. But for now, here we are. We're now about to start more memories in 2024. Well, here we are again, folks. Now, I'll just quickly talk. I've got this all in, it's all solid, but my memory lane now, I've just got to add this. What a pain these were, eh? The brake stop. Oh my God, they used to rust out and then you're fucked. Now, obviously I've got all the screws in. I can't believe we're still using the very small screws we used back in the day. But hey ho, it is what it is. I've gone and put all the runners in now. The runners are all done. Just got to put the caps on, which are proving a pain in the arse. All these new bits, they don't bloody fit properly. You'd think that's a cup either side. No, that don't fit, and I've got to trim the rubber down, or I've got to trim that down. So that would be that. And in memory lane today, in my picture gallery. So here we are looking. This is Hunt Stanton in 1980, the summer. This is the Drifters Scooter Club, that side. Then you got the Wasps. And then we went to Hunt Stanton, and what happened was, we got run out of town the first day by all the bikers. This is still the bikers, the rockers, whatever you like to call them. Still, I've just noticed I've got my air horn on there, which did work, and my Lucas light, which didn't work. And anyway, sidetrack. And then Dave Martin, John Sharman lives on the South Island, New Zealand. Mark Gooch, I still haven't got round to. Obviously me with my scooter there. Andrew Price's scooter there as well. I think that's Charlie, I think his name was. Could be wrong. And then poor old Keith Ayres, who had problems later on. No, we went there for the first day. We kipped in the woods. Second day, I think it was either the Broadsman. I think it was the Broadsman, not the Sidewinders, turned up. And we had a little scrap with the local bikers in town, because they ran us out of town the night before. Nice little photograph, actually. Had better days. That's just a reprint. I just find it very strange that we were 17 years old. I'm now meticulously building that properly, and we didn't wear vinyl gloves, did we? And basically, then we just chucked the damn things together and just went off. No AA, no RAC. And we basically, did we have a spare spark plug? Possibly. All on points. Did we have spare points? Oh my God, no. And maybe some sandpaper to rub between them? Nah. A couple of basic tools just to get the spark plug out and go, that's it. So that's it in the instalment today. So the next one will be me most probably fitting the forks. And then I'm going to have a tackle at what we didn't have back in the day, a disc brake. Now today I'm looking at my headset. Now there, that was brass plated. And inside I was disgusted because that's an Indian from 1981 I bought brand new, and it was just full of horrible little bits of plastic. But you can tell this is near enough still all genuine brass pieces. That one's obviously a fairly new piece, and someone's put a dodgy screw in, which I'm going to leave. It does its job, and someone took a lot of care in that. Now what about this thing, guys? We didn't have this back in the day, did we? These SIP bits and pieces and digital stuff, and this one has got heat from the exhaust. No, is it the exhaust or spark plug? Anyway, I haven't checked yet. And also a rev counter. God, it would have been nice. Now, more importantly, do I put this back on? We know what we call them back in the day. A cheese grater, eh? I think I will, because that's a bit of, for me, a bit of 80s bling. Didn't really do anything, did it? Unless some rocker was going to throw stones at you. So everything's all sympathetically done, and no plastic bits or nylon bits. So what we got to do, got to tighten this here. You got one each. Are you watching? Got one each to tighten. So put that on, and then turn it back the other way. That's it. No. Yep. Sit and back, keep going forwards and back. That's it. Watch yourself. So when you keep it going, you've got to do it so it's really, really tight.
Mama, we're going to take it to the museum.
To the museum?
We're in the museum. I've got to ride it first. We're going to take it to the museum, cheeky monkey. So keep going, backwards and forwards.
Why?
And I'm going to come in because I've done all I can now, because you'll help me. I'm just going to make sure it's really, really tight. Come on, good boys. And I'll give you something else to do.
What's this?
That's one of these. It's like this, but different.
Why are you gonna ride it?
I'll explain later, so I'll get you something else to do tomorrow, alright? Petrol tank. Back in the day, that's a standard 200, that is. Back in the day, we just had a standard tank. That's all we needed, eh? This, well, look at that. That is considered now only a mid-range tank, not a long-range tank. And when you actually look at it, this is definitely a Vietnamese one because it's got the little two lines in it. Either side you can see where someone has actually welded two together. So that's definitely a Vietnam. Bloody good job. It doesn't actually link, look. Doesn't leak at all. So it's going to be synthetically sprayed like the rear mudguard and the front toolbox. It's going to be rattle can black. Remember the old rattle cans? This one's not got any ball bearing in it. This is a very, very old one, as you can see. But hey ho, it's looking pretty good. So my memories of using lots and lots and lots of matte black paint. I've added on this one the GP one either side. Not sure if it works yet. Not sure. Because this is a lower 69 model. They did, if you look at the early 70s stuff, they started adding pimp and stuff and putting stickers low down and that, and a spot, which I've actually got to go on the spotlight. I've put the ink on, the ink spot now. Obviously the UK one had the checkered GP type flag. This is for the market outside the UK, and I am outside the UK, so it has got that. And I've subtly put it over the top of the old sticker that was on there when I got it. So that's it. I've still got to sort out this bloody, what was modern, that is now not modern, Scoot RS disc. So that's it. That's coming on quite nicely. Next time it'll hopefully all be in, but long range as opposed to standard petrol tanks. We've come a long way from Vietnam. Now what you got to do, you got to do this up. Alright?
Okay.
You're going to do that. You do that one.
Mama.
You do this side. Hey, you got to do this side. Do the tyre up. That reminds Grandad now, when he was young, these would all be rusty. Go on, push it that way. These would all be rusty and he'd have to stick his feet on there and then try and pull them apart. That's it. You got to go that way. You got to go tighten it that way.
Why you little and you just pull the
Tighten it that way, and then push. That's it. And then bash. Now you got it. So yeah, we never had all night. We had all rust on these and everything. It'd be hard to get the nuts off.
And you just took this.
Yep, and that's going to go on the front wheel.
And you took it. No,
Yep, that's going on the front wheel.
And you just took it apart.
Yeah. No. Now another memory, I'm wearing this. I can just about get into it. So a picture will come up now. And that's me in the Flying Dutchman in 1982 with Crispy. And I just remember that evening in the Flying Dutchman, like many other evenings. And this is the original t-shirt. Now on the back, it's not looking so well. I had that transfer stuck on, the iron-on transfer. It's lasted over 40 something years. So from 2024 to 1982. Now I was about to fit this. This is a Scoot RS with an anti-dive unit. Now back in the day, of course, we had these. And if we were very, very, very lucky, we had the internal GP disc, didn't we? Now, I have to be honest, I don't think I would have fitted one of these back in the day, because I don't know about you, it looked too much like a motorbike front wheel. Did it not? I'm just saying, that's just my point of view now. Can't wait to get the bloody thing back on. But back then, it would have been one of these. Now, while we're on my journey here, I forgot to mention, this was the first scooter club I joined, the Drifters. It was going since the 1960s, Drifters meaning not drifting around then, although later did. Drifters meant for the drifters that were in the town because that was a fishing port. So that's my reference there. So all of this early stuff, we were in the Drifters, or Lowestoft Drifters Scooter Club. Now why am I still focusing on this? Look at that. So I'm now cutting in on this one so it looks just as good. I've got to cut all this in so it looks right with the rest of it. I've always, for some reason, had a reference to my favourite band from the 80s, which were Madness. No, I've got to have a drink. And I don't know, I just always had somewhere, whether it was two-tone, I've even got a two-tone little man to fit somewhere. So yeah, there's always been a reference somewhere in most of my scooters to Madness. Even this picture here. Bowler hats, Suggsy and that, early stuff. So there you go, a few more memories. Next time I might be talking, I've got here in my Tramp and the Outcasts and chrome plating. What is the link? Oh look, Nowhere to Run, which is an old mate's scooter there. I did all the chrome plating on that. We'll come back to that. So that's it, the Drifters Scooter Club from 1980. We had these patches made, and we'll get to that picture at another date. From Gazzers Workshop Bar.
Look out for part 3 soon.